Good morning, Nigeria. Good morning, world. You're welcome to Morning Spring today on Western Spring Television. And this is truly the day that the Lord has made. So we shall rejoice and be very happy. I'm feeling theological this morning. On Morning Spring, we look at different issues, for the public good, socio-economic issues, politics, governance. We speak to critical stakeholders. And of course, we start the program by looking through the front pages of different dailies every day. And then we talk after that. Femi Ojo is my name. And as Liverpool and their fans will say, you never walk alone. And I'm not alone on the show. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah.
A beautiful morning to you, dear viewer. Thank you for joining us today on today's installment of Morning Spring on Western Spring Television. It promises to be an amazing conversation as always. My name is Temitope Ajichololuaola. Saying good morning and thanks for joining us today.
Right, and so much to really look into today. The issue, so many issues actually, but I think the most pronounced as far as yesterday is concerned is that viral video.
Yeah.
Of
our dear
the mayor of Abuja, the FCT minister, who was caught in a war of words, verbal battle. It was on possibly his routine inspection thing, and he got to a particular site, and he met some officers there actually, and the whole thing, there was a verbal exchange. And the whole thing turned mercy, actually. So, and when issues like these happen, it's different strokes for different folks. Many persons will see maybe some things on the part of the minister, because they will say it's the minister of the FCT, and it was the allegation of land grabbing. That, okay, that particular piece of land in which those officers were, it wasn't properly documented. Because if you see Minister Wike saying, where is, possibly a clearance of documents showing that, this land was properly purchased, and the officer replied and says, sir, I'm an officer under order. I was given an order, and that's why I'm here. And he believes, and according to him, whatever was done here was properly done. I'm a man under order. Because, in the combustive usual version of Wiki, many persons are not cutting him slack. Because they believe you're a cabinet member, you're a former governor. There should be some class to these things. How come you got into this kind of tirade with this officer who has told you he's not the owner of the land? He's just a man under orders. And you know what they say about orders, especially as the military is concerned. And when you check that verbal exchange, there's a part in which the man said, I'm under order. Mr. Wike said, on whose order? The man said, a 3-star general. So if you have any issues, shall it be with that man? Well, it is what it is. And the internet has been on fire since yesterday.
Yeah. Storms have been raging since yesterday. And just like you said, people, once you have more like the stages for the bad reasons. I mean, is a member of the executive. He should.
It's a cabinet member.
Yes.
Former governor.
You
former
should.
Minister.
There's a level of decorum that is expected of you.
Yeah.
Yes, just like you said, a class, a dignity, self-pride. That you don't exchange words. You don't go into banters on streets. Those are the things we're talking about. That just like my school,
especially as convocations.
Exactly.
Your faculty officer will present you to the VC and say, these guys have been found worthy in character, and then learning.
I mean, they say Ile Latike Shorudi.
Well, I want to interpret that for
charity begins at home. Exactly. Yeah. So those are the issues that we are saying. I mean, when we have people, our representatives, I mean, it's a representative.
Some will still say there's difference between you being vocal and you being just combustive. You are just aggressive.
It's just discipline, really.
Aggressive.
It's just discipline, really. You should be disciplined. You know when you should be disciplined. You know when to refrain from speaking and to refrain from speaking. And some some of these books that we read, they are complete, especially the Bible. Books that we read, they are complete, especially the Bible. We know that part. There's a time to refrain from speaking. There's a time to speak. Yes, and there are things you should say and things you shouldn't. Especially, you know the ways of the military. You should not even go into the war of
And he has been a governor before.
Yes.
You understand how power works. And this is many persons that we even categorize Governor Wike or Minister Wike as a power drunk person. He's such a power mindful person that he has exercised it so many times. And so there are some that will say, you know, some will easily say maybe he wanted to bully the man. And you know, a bully can't stand another bully, actually. So for the officer, you know, I saw the video. We'll look into that in the course of the program from different angles. Number one is that was a public altercation. Minister Wike knew he was in the public. And the videos that were taken were not taken by hidden cameras. They were taken by cameras of
the
TV
media
stations.
Yes.
Like, I think I saw like 4 or 5 stations there. Big cameras. So it wasn't somebody, you know, ducking to take a picture. No. He knew. But it's somebody possibly that is given to these, who are you? Get out. Do all this thing. He used all those languages. Many languages on the officer.
I mean, I think he called him a fool. Yeah.
And the officer said, I'm not a fool. And you know, for people that are power drunk,
when they don't like refuting whatever they say.
I saw the officer, it was like this. I won't touch you. The minister even said, we have to kill everybody. The officer said, we won't kill you. We won't kill anybody here. And that was enough, you know, because we look into because some will talk about the officer as well and say, why was he talking back to a cabinet member? You could have, all those things that Minister Wike was saying, you could have kept quiet. No, he doesn't have the guts to touch you. He's police officer. In fact, there was one police officer, or I don't know if it's a DSS officer, when Wike was receiving call, who said, keep quiet, the guy was talking.
It's a level of respect.
He looked at the man like that. And then there was one police officer who said, a guy is talking, will you keep quiet? He looked at the man and said, I'm talking, police is talking.
A civilian officer.
You too.
I mean,
you know, but then there are many persons who will say in that place, there are many persons who will say in that place yesterday, if that officer was just, you know, maybe a civilian, he would have been bullied yesterday. The policeman of the minister would have descended heavily.
He would have been violated.
Yesterday night.
He would have been assaulted. Yeah. Yes. But let's not begin to project things that didn't happen. So let's talk about things that happened.
That's it. And some will say to officers, you know, there are people that don't like people in uniform because they've seen some extreme and harsh behavior of people in uniform. That will say, if that Minister Wike yesterday that came to that place was just one regular person, I was trying to challenge the officer. What those officers will have done to that minister. Right. Even himself would say.
So it was a power play yesterday.
It was a power play.
And power bowed to power.
And do you know, we don't know which one bowed to which one. But only that many persons expected more from the minister. That this guy said is a person under the other. You're a cabinet minister. You live in Abuja. Somebody said the moment he told you that, you are one call away, even from Mr. President. You are one call away from the chief of defense staff. Why have that altercation with an officer? I don't know the rank of that person, but I know it wasn't a general. It couldn't have been a colonel, maybe a captain. So why argue with him? He told you, I'm a man under the order. Just ask, who is in charge of this place? And if you are not getting the correct answer, give a call. The National Army Chief of, it was about the Navy because it talked about a naval staff. Give a call to the naval staff, the man in charge of all of them, to say, we have some of your officers here, and I feel they're on illegal duty. Can you please intervene for me? Because I'm in charge of the FCT, and everything was, that's all.
You know, I'm glad
but he's a man who is used to get out.
Giving orders.
And you know, that's where he stopped.
Like a military man. You know, we're used to, well, I'm glad that we have all of those videos, all of this documentation.
Yeah, that was on camera.
Yes. I'm also now glad that that was just an expose of some of the decadence that we have in places of authority, in places of power. And yesterday was a complete power play. And we're going to be talking about, you know, lack of character, dignity, you know, self Yeah, sub-dignity when you
issues
we're talking
like
about,
yeah.
yes.
And then just like we talk about power play, somebody who is conscious, the officer was conscious that he's an officer of the Nigerian state, that nothing was going to happen. He was that confident.
Yes.
You're a minister, there is nothing you would do. I mean, order.
Before a military man would issue an order, you would have taken the military men, they envisage different scenarios. They think about what will come from the north, the south, the east, and the west. They know the kind of man they were going to come across. And they had already envisaged it.
Yeah, let's even imagine that those officers were on illegal duty. That altercation or that power play, get out,
put you in the wrong.
Place, wasn't for the guy. There was a person who sent him there. The overall boss of the naval officers in Nigeria, you are just one.
And because it was under authority, you were not speaking to him. You were speaking to the man who gave him the order.
Well,
so all of the foolish press, saying, you were speaking directly.
Those words that he was using.
Yes.
And now,
anyway, were for the man who gave the order.
Yeah, we'll look into
we'll look at how it plays out. Yeah.
And the issue of these, alleged threats. So many persons still have some things to say about the matter. So why are we taking this far? Did before we hit the brakes for the papers now, the USA president didn't say we are coming to attack Nigeria. They didn't come to say Nigerians, we are coming to attack Nigeria. They didn't come to say Nigerians, we are coming for you.
To neutralize the terrorists.
Jihadists.
Yeah.
Are you a jihadist? All right, we take this quick break. When we return, the papers are in. You deserve to be informed, and that's what we are going to do right now. All right, Daily Sun is our first point of call. The military will defend Nigeria's sovereignty, Army Chief. The military will defend Nigeria's sovereignty, Army Chief. And riders to that story, headline rather, Rebs raised the alarm over existence of 1,894 illegal brothers. And Workers' Union condemns abduction of 6 Defense Ministry directors on Abuja-Lokoja Highway. All right, there's a picture below that of the Deputy Senate President, Baraj Jibrin, the leader of the Senate, Okwayemi Bamidele, the Chief Whip, Mohammed Tahir Monguno, the Deputy Leader of the Senate, Lola Shiru, and Senator Shaiba Falabi Salisu, and Senator Oji Uzo Kalu during plenary at the National Assembly. Okay, and by the way, I think the APC gained another senator yesterday when a PDP senator moved from, I think, Cross River State. And so the APC now have 77 senators out of 109. So they are a comfortable majority in the House right now. At the Senate. Now, terrorism charge. Kano ask court to stop November 20 judgment. A drama as naval officer stops Wike FCT officials from accessing Abuja land. Minister accuses CNS, that's Chief of Naval Staff, of land grabbing and intimidation.
I think you have your answer there when I said par about to par.
All right. Federal government leased 1 trillion naira Mofi real estate fund on NGX and all set for editors conference in Abuja. Just above that, Governor of Enugu State, Dr. Peter Mbah, receiving an award, Africa International Film Festival Brief Excellence Award by the founder CEO of African Foundation for the Development of Motion Pictures, Art and Culture, Aftermath, Chioma Ude, at the Government House in Ugu yesterday. Top strip, NNPCL Senate rift deepens as committee rejects 210 trillion naira expenditure claims, says NNPC NAPIMS charge illegal subsidies on crude from 2017 to 2021. And lastly, under Tinubu, governors can't lament lack of funds. Sanwo-Olu, with the right that the headline claims states are getting enough funds to execute.
Punch's paper this morning, and the banner headline says, House shuts down plenary amid tension in the budget. And the rider says, over 45 bills, reports told. Reps grumbled over inadequate funding during tense closed-door session. Right there. And to just besides the nameplates, Nigeria's debt may hit 193 trillion naira with new loans. And that's on page 27 of the Punch's paper this morning. And to the top strip just above the nameplate, PDP crisis deepens as Abuja court holds convention. Tinubu Governor Sultan Grace Editors Conference today. Only 44% of social benefits reach poor Nigerians. That's according to the World Bank. Only 44% of social benefits reach poor Nigerians, according to the World Bank. Right there. Now to the bottom strip of the paper. World Cup playoffs. Eagles boycott training over bonuses.
Wow.
And there. Right. Tension as UK soldiers clash over ex-naval chief's land. And to the other side, NDLEA, US, UK unravel 338 billion naira global cocaine network. Those headlines this morning on Punch newspaper.
Right. I'm talking about the Eagles boycotting a game, right? It's quite a shame, actually, because they have an all-important make or mark kind of match tomorrow, actually Thursday. And Tuesday, that was yesterday, they boycotted training, to protest some allowances that have not been paid, even till from 2019, actually. So it was as bad as that. And so they feel maybe, the only way that they could, because all eyes, is on this particular match that they will play tomorrow. So they know they have everybody's eyes, everybody's ears right now. So why don't we let the world know that this is happening? I was speaking to an analyst, sports analyst yesterday, who said what they did was to alert the presidency because they know everybody will hear. And, the people that matter, we ask, what happened? And then, in Nigerian fashion, somebody will talk to somebody, all of a sudden money will be arranged and somebody will call them, either the chief of staff, to say, guys, we'll pay this money, give us 1 week, just go and win tomorrow. By that, whatever will be achieved will be achieved. But then it could be counterproductive. If, peradventure, we hope not, that they don't win tomorrow, those guys will be in serious problem with Nigerian fans. The fans, they don't care. Because what they will say is, either that money was paid yesterday or it will be paid today, you are still going to have it. Now you have denied us of not going for the World Cup. Now, the only way that this thing will make sense for the Eagles is to win tomorrow. Either it's half goal or 7-6 or anyhow, and then just win the match. Because the Nigerian fans, they are quite passionate, actually. All right, moving on. The next point of call is the Daily Trust. The Daily Trust newspaper, no going back on convention. PDP. I remember when somebody, don't let me say that, and somebody said, Papa, you see picky. Politicians and their mouth. No going back on convention. But this PDP is the People's Democratic Party. Travelers spend hours on Lagos about the expressway. Why? Want to look, for the headline story from the Daily Trust, 2 killed at Casino communities protest over bandit attacks. Obviously, these guys are helpless. They're helpless. And that's the reason they are...
And they're sincerely crying for help now.
Crying for help. And, they are, the people that are killing them, they are still reaching out to them to say, please, will you stop keep us? What can we do to be alive? But that means the state system is a failure of state in that place. 48 hours to World Cup playoff. Super Eagles boycott training. All right, and why senators, I learned towards the evening, towards the night, maybe the issue, but I've been addressed. And why senators wanted to impeach Akpabio? Oh, why? Who wants to impeach Akpabio?
Senators.
Page 12. And lawyers, CSO knock Wike over altercation with soldiers. Lawyers, CSO knock Wike over altercation with soldiers. The stock market loses 4.6 trillion naira, highest in decade. Why? That's quite some loss. So 4.6 trillion naira, highest in decade. And some will talk about, the alleged invasion of Nigeria. There's the way this uncertainty around a nation's economy will always bring losses, either directly or indirectly. That will be all from the Daily Trust for today.
And that's why statements from people in authority are very important.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes when Trump makes statements, you find that you have a plunge, a dive in the stocks. Yeah. But then we just see how these things play out. All right, moving to Vanguard newspaper this morning. Trump, diplomatic engagements yielding results. That's according to the federal government. Trump, diplomatic engagements yielding results. Several riders there. All right, let's begin to take them. Alleges certain U.S.-based lobby groups working to misrepresent Nigeria's situation. Federal government not doing enough to end Christian killings. U.S. congressman, that's according to U.S. congressman, federal government's not doing enough to end Christian killings. All right, Tinubu cause meets behind closed doors. Shaibu assures Nigerians have improved security. Nigeria bleeding from its own divisions. Vatican envoy. It has gotten to that place. All right. Embrace dialogue, not anger over Trump's comments. Northern Khan urges Nigerians. Terrorism in Nigeria, multifaceted. That's according to Afeni Ferry. Protests rocks casino communities over bandits attacks. That's on page 7, and it is right there in bold print, just so you know it's imminent. All right, that's that on the top story there on Vanguard. And just below that, we've approved duty-free importation for aircraft spare parts. That's according to KMO. And just below that, to the bottom strip of the paper, no governor can campaign. Okay, no governor can complain of poor funding under Tinubu, says Sanwo-Olu. Right, PDP crisis. Lamido secures another court order stopping convention. I thought a paper carried it that the convention will go on. And here we're having another report. PDP crisis. Lamido secures another court order stopping convention. All right, Anambra poll. Soludo deputy receives certificates of return from INEC. And just now to the top strip of the paper, says here, Edo pledges review of capital gains tax to boost investor confidence. And below that, all set for editors' conference in Abuja today. Tinubu's reforms winning north, says Badaro. I'm Arewa think tank. And right here, Wike soldiers bicker over alleged land grabbing in Abuja. That's come on to all of the dailies this morning. And those headlines on Vanguard newspaper.
Something stands out for me there.
Okay.
You know, you read something now about Badaro talking about
Tinubu having gained the north, or as gaining the north.
You know, this speaks to the mindset of those in power. It's always about politics. Because that Badaro...
That's a bogus statement.
The minister of... Badaro is a former governor and the minister of defense. That's who he is in Nigeria. And we're talking about genocide against Christians, the allegation of genocide against Christians, killings, senseless killings in Nigeria. And the statement that concerns that is uppermost in the mind of the Minister of Defense in Nigeria is the fact that his principal, Mr. President, is winning the North. Politics, politics, politics. And it speaks to what they think when they are eating. How can we gain more ground? How can we win elections? How can we stay perpetually in power? That is what concerns the Minister of Defense at this time.
At this time, I think we shouldn't be shocked at this level anymore. This is 2025,
I can't be shocked.
Late 2025. It has been ever since the inception of this particular administration. All that has been at the forefront, you know, has been politicking, you know,
politics,
people,
politics.
you know, gaining, defections, consolidations, all of this, it has been the bane of this particular administration. It has been at the forefront of the fight. And now talking about the fact that a statement came from the world power, and then we're scrambling, looking for how to get more statements. I think one thing that stands out in this administration is the fact that they know the power of making statements, bogus statements, just so you think that, yes, these things are actually true. I mean, if you're saying that Tinubu's reforms are winning the North, how so? This is the same paper that carries that Northern Khan is saying that he should not be angered over Trump's comments. He should look towards, he should walk towards, he should embrace, dialogue and not anger. So you'll see lots of divisions. It's also there. I took that where it says Nigeria bleeding from its own divisions. So many divisions along different lines, ethnic lines, religious lines, and all of it. So statements are very, 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 this government, this administration knows the importance of statements, and they use it a lot. It's just when you're not grounded in what you believe in, you'll be easily swayed by statements like that. And yes, just like you said, it shows what is uppermost in their hearts. And then the citizens need to, know their own fate and begin to take, their own fate in their own hands.
And they should be better. All right, we'll take a quick break right now. When we return, we speak to these issues and more. We are live on Western Spring Television and channel 190 and StarTimes DTT, and also on our YouTube channel at Western Spring Television. And you don't want to miss what's next. Stay with us.